Filipina. I am washing potatoes. Okay. We are in the process of making a Midwestern United States recipe called funeral potatoes. And we're making them without the luxuries of being able to just buy instant things in the store like we can in the States. For example, 2 bags of hash browns. So first thing we got to do is make the hash browns. So we have here a kilo of potatoes, and we are going to bake them at 200 degrees Celsius. I think it's about 450 Fahrenheit for about 40 minutes. So that's our start on making this recipe.
What is that?
What?
What is that?
That is to make sure the potato doesn't explode.
Oh.
When you're baking potatoes, you always puncture them, because if the skin doesn't have any way to release steam, they can explode and get potato all over the oven. So you just poke them with a fork, get holes in them. That'll allow the steam to release. Doesn't build up inside the skin of the potato. And my biggest fear is I'm going to make this recipe, which is going to be yummy and good and cheesy, and everybody in America, when they first try this, are like, this is so good, this is so yummy, why do we only serve it at funerals? Which we don't. We now celebrate, whenever we have guests come over or holidays or anything like that. And for some reason it just stuck in my head, and I had a craving for them. I haven't had them in years. So in fact, I can tell you the last time I had them, it was like 2015 in Wisconsin. So but this is going to be a very special treat for us because of the cost. This is something we cannot make all the time. In fact, we can't even make them every month. This is like, we're doing it this time to see that we can do them, and then the next time we make them will probably be, maybe, if the Filipinas in the house think these are great and like them, and we share a little bit with the neighbor, and the neighbor likes them, and the new best friend of the youngest Filipina in the house, we might make them for Christmas. But if none of the Filipinas like it, then it might be this time next year before we make it again.
Maybe Thanksgiving.
Well,
Do you serve this in Thanksgiving?
We do now, yeah. But it's not a traditional Thanksgiving meal. It was originally developed to take to families after the loss of somebody. Hence why they're called funeral potatoes. But because they would be taken to families of people who lost a loved one and they're mourning and they don't need to be cooking, and you're in my way. Excuse me.
What you doing?
Just putting a thin coat of oil.
I think it's easier if you use a brush.
No, it's easier to do it this way. And it actually doesn't use as much oil.
Okay.
And set the oven for 200 degrees Celsius, 45 minutes.
45. Balik ka ba? 200.
And this is kind of the tricky part. Most baked potatoes, you want to cook them until they're good and fluffy and soft on the inside. These we want to cook until the potato is cooked, but there might be a little bit of rigidness still to the potato, because they're going to end up being baked again in the funeral potatoes are casserole. So once they're baked, we'll end up shredding them into hash browns and then add them into the mixture for the casserole. So they're going to end up cooking and baking further. So we cook them about 80% of what you would a regular baked potato if you were just going to eat it by itself. One of the ingredients in funeral potatoes is cream of chicken soup, but they did not have cream of chicken soup at the grocery stores or stores, and you could substitute cream of mushroom, but a can of cream of mushroom soup is 200 pesos or $4 US almost. So we are making cream of chicken soup.
Chicken broth.
So we start with chicken broth, and we got to have some milk and seasoning and flour, and we cook it over the stove in a saucepan until it gets to be a kind of a thick gravy type consistency, and that's going to replace the cream of chicken soup that most Americans would just grab off the shelf in America. So we're adding a half a cup of milk, or just a little over a half a cup of milk, into basically the flavoring. There we go. Now to make homemade cream of chicken soup, what we'll do is we'll melt 3 tablespoons of butter, put in I believe it's 3 tablespoons of flour, and we'll
Here's the flour.
you stir it until it's a kind of like a roux. We're not using a saucepan.
Saucepan. Ito ang saucepan. Sorry naman. Hindi ko alam. Ito, frying pan. Ito yung binigay ko sa kanya. Hindi daw yan saucepan. Frying pan yan. Diba? Yan. Very specific. Turn on the gas.
Yeah, low heat.
May melt daw to. Just low heat. Three tablespoons. That's 2 already. And this is the last one. Okay. That's it.
Okay.
That's the chef. Chef Michael.
Alexa, set timer for 2 minutes. It's going to get darker. It's turning into a roux. You can see it's getting thicker. I think I put too much butter, so I had to add a little bit of more flour. So, but this is perfect because otherwise it's going to start burning. We need to add the salt. Add the salt.
Half teaspoon.
Half a tea. Add the liquid. Add the. It's okay. Ow. Okay. Roux is a very delicate thing. If you get too much heat, it can easily burn. It was starting to burn.
1/4 black pepper. This black pepper added here. There.
at the stores, they didn't sell shredded hash browns. All they sold was hash brown patties, and the cost was ridiculous. It was going to cost almost $10 US dollars to get the amount of hash browns we needed. So we're basically making our own. They're not going to be perfect hash browns, but considering this is a casserole. Okay.
What is that?
Well, we're taking cream cheese and turning it into kind of a sour cream.
Cream cheese mixer using the hand mixer. Then Michael, what's this? What kind of cheese is this?
And that is sharp cheddar cheese.
Pero kumakain na kami. Blender here. The potatoes here. Ito yung cream cheese. Ito yung cheddar cheese. Joseph Farm.
Not Landers.
Why?
Because Landers, at least the one in Angeles City, did not sell block cheddar cheese. The only thing they sold was
yeah, when we went,
slices. Yeah,
they don't
sold
have like that.
They sold slices, and the cost of 9 ounces of sliced cheddar cheese was the same price as a block of 1 pound, 454 grams of block cheddar cheese. So for the same price, we were getting almost half the cheese at Landers, and it wasn't a block; it was sliced, so which means you can't really shred it for recipes and such. And if they would have sold block cheese, we probably would have switched our membership from SNR to Landers, because they also sold Bluebell ice cream and some stuff like that. But one of the things that's a luxury for me that I enjoy here in the Philippines is my cheddar cheese. I was not giving that up.
So you stay in SNR.
So we stayed at SNR.
Because of the cheese.
Because of the cheese.
Okay.
Basically, okay, we didn't buy sour cream because the smallest package they sold was 32 ounces, and I didn't want to spend $9 on sour cream and to have it go bad. So I bought 2 packages of cream cheese for about $5, and then we added some milk, and then we mixed it and kind of made a faux, or kind of a fake sour cream. And then we just added 1 teaspoon of vinegar. We're going to let it sit for about 15 minutes. And what that's going to do is going to start adding some of the tartness that's in a sour cream. So we need to cover that.
Okay.
For the next part of the recipe.
It's covered.
Okay. Okay. We already put in here a teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and that looks like a lot of black pepper for a 1/4 teaspoon, and a teaspoon of onion powder. So now we are adding 6 tablespoons melted of butter, the cream of chicken kind of roux that we made, this all together. Yeah, I'll probably cook the substitute soup a little longer than it should have, but it's not burnt. It's still good. It has a flavor. We almost burnt, I almost burned it, but it's fine. So we stir all this in. Okay, we added 2 cups of the cheddar cheese. And now we add the potatoes, the hash browns. Now that's good and mixed. We put this mixture in a 9x13 baking, or we call lasagna pan in America. Two cups of cornflakes, crushed them in a bag, and now we're going to add 4 teaspoons of melted butter into it. And I use a fork to mix and stir until they're pretty evenly coated with the butter. This is the topping to the casserole.
What, for how long? 160?
180 degrees.
180, then for how long?
Yeah, I put it for 60 minutes.
60 minutes. It's 50. Okay, 60.
Cornflake butter mixture, and we slowly spread it over the top.
Turn. Bang. Ah, ang daming hugasan dyan.
Okay. Okay, folks, I had to take my leg off because it was beginning to hurt a little bit. So we got this. We're going to check it and see if it's ready.
Careful.
Since we have basically a glorified toaster oven and not a real oven like people in America are used to. Sometimes it takes a little longer than what a recipe asks. So the best way to test it is a little bit of it out. Let it cool a second, and then I'll try it. So, okay. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. But the potatoes are done, the cheese is melted. I mean, considering the substitutions we had to do, it's pretty darn close. So we will turn the oven off. We will let this sit basically recover from cooking for about 5 minutes. But let's blow on it a little bit, cool it off, and let our wonderful, beautiful, sexy Filipina.
Wait. I'm filming you.
Well, you gotta
Okay.
turn it around.
It's creamy, it's salty because of the cheese. It's pretty good, but for me, it's kind of like salty because I'm not used to salty anymore.
Yeah, it is a little salty, but I'll tell you what, can't wait for that
It's
to
because
cool
of
down.
the cheese.
Can't wait for it to cool down, and then we'll cover it, and we'll have that with dinner. I'll have a little bit, just a little bit more now after it cools down a little bit, and then we're gonna have some for dinner. And when the teenager shows up, the niece, we'll let her try it, and if she has a friend with her, we'll let her friend try it as well. Anyway, this is funeral potatoes. There will be a link to the recipe down in the description. If you're in America, it's a simple recipe. You just buy, you can get the stuff at the store. If you're here in the Philippines, you got to make adjustments. You do what you can in order to, one, save money, but two, substitute if needed when you can't find the proper ingredients. So, anyway, hope you enjoy.
Recipe, malamig na. Papainit namin sa microwave. Yan. Let's see. Ito yung aming dinner ngayon. Ano natin. Konti lang muna. Ating plato. Hatiin sa gitna. Sumama ka. Ay, parang madudurog. Ano guys, kinutsara ko para hindi madurog. Yan, tapos lagyan natin sa microwave. Painit natin yan. Ano nga yan? 1 minute, love. Good? Good. It's better when it's hot, huh?
Yeah, you need to eat it warm or hot.
Good. I'm gonna try mine. It's Michael's first time making this recipe. Fairness, masarap. It's yummy. I like this. Hot. But it's full of carbs.
I didn't say it was healthy. I said it was good. Occasionally,
It's side dish? It is side dish or a meal?
No, it's a side dish. If you try to make it into a meal with black olives.
It's yummy. But I can still taste the saltiness of the saltiness of the cheese.
Well, cheese is salty.
I know that. But it's pretty good. It's yummy. It looks like meat, you know, but no, there's no meat. It's a potato. It's fiber.
What?
Fiber. Sarap. Creamy. I'm not used of eating cheese a lot. This one is loaded with cheese. For me, it's salty.
Well, I think the next time we buy it, next time we make it, it'll be several months from now. We'll go ahead and buy this out for you. But we
need to have another recipe for we use sour cream, so we don't waste it. That was my biggest worry.
Because it's big and it's expensive.
Yeah.
It's yummy. Is it same taste that you used to?
It's close.
Mm.
The only one we did is cream cheese.
Are you satisfied?
Very satisfying.
Very satisfied. Good. That's the most important. Make a recipe because you want it and make sure you satisfied yourself. Yummy. Try the recipe, guys.